Well, hello everyone. I'm Joe Scarupa, Group Editor-in-Chief of RIS News. And I'm here today at the 2014 NRF Big Show, and I'm talking to George Mulhern, who is CEO of CradlePoint. And George, a lot of the talk here and the buzz of the show has to do with the changing retail environment. What changes are you seeing, and what's the impact?
Well, first of all, Joe, retail is a huge market for us, and we have a lot of focus there. And we're seeing a tremendous amount of innovation in the retail space right now. And a lot of that is driving a technology refresh out at the retail outlet level. So, how do you handle customer analytics and all the information and insight they're gathering to drive more revenue? A lot of movement to cloud-based applications, and that's changing the requirements for the infrastructure of the network to support that.
Oh, absolutely. And when we think about changing the retail environment, we think about 4G. And 4G has rolled out, it's having an impact in retail. What's the impact of 4G on mobility?
Well, really with the introduction of LTE and 4G, you really now have a viable network option that they didn't have in the past. And so you can add more bandwidth, you've got the performance, the cost, the availability of another network option. And as all these applications start to build out in retail, you're able to add bandwidth that you couldn't before and do it more on a as-needed basis. Also supporting things like whether it's because of the cloud-based applications, you have to have a persistent connection to the internet, so you could use 4G as a failover. So if your wired network goes down, you fail over to 4G. We're seeing a lot of folks start to use it as an isolated or parallel network. So, for example, if you want guest Wi-Fi, but you don't want to put it on your point-of-sale network, you can run that whole guest Wi-Fi off of 4G. And we're even seeing some of our retail partners going to 4G totally. So if you've got lots of outlets across the country, managing all those different DSL providers, for example, can be a challenge. With 4G, you've got one or two carriers you're going to deal with, and it's much simpler, and you have the performance that you need.
Okay, you mentioned a couple of interesting things there, running parallel networks. You mentioned the impact of 4G. I understand that the Air 2100, which you're introducing and have here at the show, is something that can help retailers manage all that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all that change we were just talking about, the Air 2100 was purpose-built for this next generation retail network. And it's providing things like multiple WAN sources. So all of your wired WAN connectivity, your 3G, 4G WAN connectivity, Wi-Fi as WAN connectivity, and then with multi-WAN optimization, the ability to really set your policies so that you're using the right WAN interface for the right kind of application. It's all cloud managed. None of our retail customers have IT resources out at the retail outlet. And so you can essentially control all the policies, everything from the cloud, and it's a very secure solution. So it's got multi-layered security and PCI compliance, got a purpose built for this retail environment.
Well, you're perfectly in tune with one of the big buzzwords here at the show, which is mobility, and your product is interesting to help retailers leverage the capabilities there. That's going to wrap up our interview today, George. Much appreciated. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay.